I'm Casey, and this is
Hi.
Connor, and we are interviewing our veteran, Josh
Farrell.
Right? You served in Afghanistan. Okay, so we're going to start with some broad questions and then get more in depth, I guess. So, where were you born?
I was born in Worcester.
Okay, very nice. Did you grow up there?
I grew up in Northbridge, yeah.
You did? Okay. At what age did you enlist? Or did you enlist?
Yes, I enlisted in the Marine Corps at age 19.
19, okay. So basically right out of high school.
Just about,
Yep. When you enlisted, did you know that if there was like any specific job that you wanted to do?
When I enlisted, it all goes off of your score. They score from the ASVAB.
Oh, okay.
So before they place you, you take the ASVAB test. Out of Boston. I scored decently high, so I could have done almost any job in the enlisted that you could have done.
So you like chose or?
Yes,
okay,
basically.
You had to choose.
It's always on the need of the Marine Corps.
Uh-huh.
So if the Marine Corps needs a certain number in this field or a certain number in that field,
Okay.
but I specifically chose infantry.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah. So you got infantry. How was the life there, I guess? Like.
In country or overseas? Overseas,
Yeah.
life when I went there was a lot different than the beginning of the war. It had a lot more normalcy to it. We had, we call it big bivouac where we slept. And then on the base, we were on a small base. There was only about 12 Marines in the whole base. And we had a chow hall there, a very, very small store that was actually ran by an Afghan.
Oh, really?
And,
So a citizen then?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And if we needed anything else, about 10 miles away, there was a big American base
Okay.
that we would travel.
What you could do and when you could do it?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes. I mean, we had our times off and we had our time off. We had our time off. We could go to the gym, we could watch movies, we could play cards, any basic thing like that.
Nice.
There was, absolutely no alcohol over there. So other than that, our time was our time. We'd have planned missions that we'd go out on that we scheduled for a certain time, and then we'd have our workup time before that where we do all our prep work for our gear and equipment and stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. What kind of uniforms and machinery did you have?
Our uniforms are different than what we would wear in country here. It all has to be, it's called FROG gear. It stands for fire resistant something gear. And it's all fire resistant. So it doesn't prevent fire from hurting you, it just disintegrates when it's caught on fire.
So like it can't stay on you.
Exactly, because what was happening is a lot of people were wearing Under Armour. And if you were in a fire, the Under Armour would actually melt to your skin. And so they banned all Under Armour and any clothing that wasn't FROG certified.
Nice, nice. The weather there, what was that like?
The weather is actually very compatible to New England weather.
Really?
When you guys had winter here, we were having winter there as well. Where I was down in Kandahar, it was kind of lower Afghanistan, so it was kind of South Carolina weather, where we'd get a little bit of snow, but not enough to really stay around.
Yeah.
Up in Kabul, they had more snow. They had about 2 feet of snow. When we got it, same thing over here, and it could change in an instant like New England. So.
Yeah. Would it get hot? Like it does get decently hot here.
When it got hot, it hit about 120.
But
then when it got cold, it got down to about in its 20s to freezing.
Yeah. What was your unit or ship names? Like?
Our unit is 125 Alpha Company.
Nice, nice. Got that?
Yeah.
What did you do in infantry or in your unit?
My unit, when we were over there, we were tasked for training the ANA, the Afghan Army. So there was a total of 12 Marines, 4 were kind of a supply, and then there was 8 of us tasked out to train the Afghan Army. So whatever they would do, we would go with them. If they went on patrol, we would go on patrol, and etc.
Very nice. Did you have any like really frightening experiences, if you want to talk about it? Or
It has its, you know, scary times and it's
Yeah.
not scary times.
yeah,
It's one of those things, you know, you really don't feel scared until it's over and you think about it. you know?
yeah, it just
So,
kind of happens.
Exactly.
Anything that was like interesting or something exciting?
What I loved over there is the bread, they called it.
Bread.
The bread, it's called naan. It's unraised bread that they make themselves,
Mhm.
and they make it by sticking it onto a ceramic stove,
Mhm.
and it's awesome.
It's nice. Was there anything like physically, mentally exhausting that you had to go through, or?
It wasn't too bad, you know, just the day in and day out, not being with
Yeah.
your family over the holidays and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
That must have been tough. Did you have like communication with them at some times?
Um,
Like when were
Yeah,
you?
they had a computer center that it was a 30-minute max when the internet did work, and
Mhm.
you know, they had Skype on the computer, so I
That's
was
cool.
able to
When
Skype.
were you able to like use them?
Um,
Often or?
I usually Skype home once a week
That's
to
good.
my son.
That's
So,
good.
yeah.
That's awesome. Enjoyed with it or?
I enjoyed the culture, learning about the
Did?
culture. I love
Yeah.
the people over there. They're very welcoming and glad
That's
for us
good.
to be there.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. How were the citizens? So they were
Yes.
good with you guys?
Exactly.
That's very nice. How about your commanding officers? Anything about them or?
We had commanding officers that were in charge of the whole unit.
Mhm.
All of 125 was broken up into 18 different groups over Afghanistan.
Mhm.
So the group I was in, we had, like I said, there's about 8 to 12 Marines of us from time to time.
Mhm.
And the highest rank we had over us was a staff sergeant, which was an E6.
Nice. Okay, that's pretty cool. This is one that I find kind of interesting. What was the most impressive allied weapon that you had, and what about like an enemy weapon? Like,
Kind of get the right question here, like what was our most useful tool that we had?
most useful or most powerful, and then that versus.
Okay. We have, we call them MRAPs. It's big trucks,
Mhm.
and they have the, you know, V-hull bottom, so explosions, it veers it off.
Mhm.
They can take a lot of damage.
Nice.
And then mounted on top of those, we had this crow system that was allowed a turret to be on top and controlled by a human through a computer system.
Wow.
So no one had to be up in the turret actually manning the gun
Mhm.
to get hit by snipers or
Yeah.
anything like that. And
That's
they
nice.
would sit in the back seat,
Mhm.
actually with the joystick and control it on a computer screen.
That's cool.
So
And do you want to ask anything?
Yeah, sure.
I can start taking some notes.
Yeah, okay. You got a pen?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so, you know, what was your preference to do when you were on leave? What was your favorite thing to do?
in country or
Overseas.
our time over there, well, we didn't
Yeah.
have any actual leave over there. We had our
Okay.
time off, but there was no time that it was kind of, we had extended periods of time
Mhm.
off.
Mhm.
We just, I had my brother send me a PlayStation, so we just played that. We didn't have internet for it, but we just, you know, played offline games and Madden. Someone sent us Monopoly. We played a lot of Monopoly.
Nice.
Just anything to keep us entertained.
Nice, okay. What were some of the reasons you joined the Marines?
Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to join the Marines. I was fascinated with everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I was never too sure about what I wanted to join, and then when I got older, I started doing research about which one was best for infantry-related things. I chose the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
So did you always know you wanted?
To join the service, yes.
You did. Okay.
So, obviously, your view on the Corps, you view it strongly. Any other word on your view of the Marine Corps?
I love the Marine Corps. I love everything it stands for. I can't say anything bad about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And this goes on with what we said. How much direct contact do you think you had with the citizens of Afghanistan? You know, how often would you meet
Yeah.
them, that type of thing?
Every day. Every day we'd meet some type of, either if it was Afghan soldiers that grew up in Afghanistan, obviously, and then we go out on patrols with them and interact with the citizens of the towns and the villages, and so every day.
Okay. How do you think the citizens reacted to Americans coming into the region during the war?
They loved it. They loved it. It was in the beginning, it was kind of hard because we had to put our trust in them. Once they saw we were there to help them, they appreciated us being there.
Okay. What was your most worthwhile and fulfilling experience overseas?
I'd have to say the brotherhood that that time and where you are makes you with your fellow Marines.
Okay. Okay. This is just about your military career. What was your personal favorite benefit of being in the military?
Can't really say there's one personal thing. I love the fact that I get to travel the world. I learned a lot of interesting guys around the country that would never have met just staying around here.
Do you still keep in touch with any of them?
Yes.
Or?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I keep in contact with a lot of them.
That's great.
Okay, so this is more specific details. How effective were supplies such as food, water, and ammunition presented to the troops during battle?
I know, me per se, we never had any trouble coming across food or water, type of thing like that. I know friends that were there in 2001 and 2002 when you were really going through the the push, and then I know they would have supply drops to them. But as of my knowledge, we were well taken care of.
Okay. All right. So how much of an advantage does American technology have over enemies such as the Taliban?
Superior. But it all comes down to they call it boots on the ground. We can bomb them, we can use our technology, but until we get boots on the ground, there's nothing we can do. People can't trust machines, people can't bond and talk to machines and weaponry. So that's when the infantry and all the actual face-to-face contact comes in, and it's winning the hearts and minds is what this whole mission was about. So.
Good. Okay. Is there any additional information or stories that you'd like to share?
Any memories you had with like some of your friends over there? Proudest moment?
One good time I had, it was we were me and my Lance Corporal under me. We were just doing a regular patrol around the our small base, and there was an Army guy that was stuck in a river in one of the big MRAPs. He tried to go through it and it got too deep. So we ended up making a little rescue mission, going to get him. It ended up being a couple hours, and I went swimming in this dirty water to go get him. But that was probably one of the funniest, and just because it was the Army, we had to go save the Army.
That's funny. Okay.
Anything else, or?
I don't think so.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think
we
we're
should
all set.
do a
Okay.
quick little thank you for your service.
Hey, why don't we go pause just real quick? Hold on.